channel. My name is Hope Taylor and I am a photographer based in Charleston, South Carolina. And this is my YouTube channel where I talk about photography and business and things about living in the low country. And I'm super pumped about today's video because this is almost gonna be more of a vlog style video, and I'm gonna take you guys with me to do Q4 quarterly planning for my business. So I'm gonna back up just a little bit for anyone that's not familiar with my business. I am not just a photographer. I am also an educator, so I do mentorships and mastermind programs, and I sell online courses, and I'm also an affiliate for other businesses and products in addition to the services I offer as a photographer. So there's a lot of moving pieces to my business at any given moment. And I am all about work-life balance and bulk, like scheduling things and bulk planning and doing things in an organized way that allows me to have work-life balance and have a life in addition to running a very demanding business. And one of the ways that I keep my life organized is in these quarterly calendars. And this is actually something that I just started doing in the year of 2021. These quarterly calendar templates are from my friend Kat Schmoyer's online shop. They are linked in the description below, and I literally get them printed at Staples. Life hack, if you get them printed as a blueprint, they're way cheaper than if you get them printed as like a canvas or a poster or one of those big framed boards. So I literally get them printed as a blueprint. I go pick them up at Staples. I write on them, I mark them up, I use little post-it notes to make marks for the different things that I have going on and the different sections and types of work that I do in my business. And I hang them on my wall like this one behind me for Q3. And this is how I run my business and allow myself to visualize when I have time off and when I can fit in new projects and when I have availability for shoots and weddings. And it just really helps me to keep my life organized. So I'm literally in my comfy clothes and I'm gonna do my Q4 planning with you guys in real time and talk through how I organize things and what I'm doing as I go. And you guys are literally gonna get to see me write all over these, mess them up, and make a mess. Disclaimer, I have the worst handwriting ever, and I want this video to feel like you guys are just hanging out with me, so we're gonna be super casual today and go along to plan Q4. Okay, so first thing I do, I left these completely blank on purpose because they come completely blank. So you number them yourselves, you write in the months yourselves, all of that good stuff. So I've gone through 4 of these. I do one per quarter, and then there's also a yearly one that I could maybe do another video about in the future, but this one is the quarterly one, and I'm gonna fill it in for October, November, and December. So I'm just gonna go ahead and write in the months and write in the numbers for each date so you guys can see what that looks like. Okay, so once I filled in all of the dates, this is where it gets fun and sticky notes start being involved. So I have my Honeybook calendar pulled up here on my laptop. My Honeybook calendar is synced with my Apple Calendar, my phone, and it's synced with my Google Calendar. So my entire life shows up for me in my Honeybook calendar, which is amazing. And the number one thing I do, step 1, is I mark off all of my personal time and time off on the calendar first. And the reason that I do that is because that is the most non-negotiable thing on my calendar. And that's gonna sound kind of like, I don't know, weird to some of you who are super into business and super into life and really prioritize work, and I absolutely do that as well. But I want to prioritize all of my time off and know that if I have a family trip scheduled, if I have an anniversary or a family birthday or something important happening in my life, that comes first. That's non-negotiable. So that is what I block off on my calendar before anything else, and I use the pink sticky notes for that. So what I'm going to do now is go in and block off holidays, family birthdays, family trips, any like personal life celebrations like anniversaries and my business birthday and things like that, and make sure that those are marked off first so that I know that I can't schedule anything during those times. Okay, so once I've gone in and put pink sticky notes on all of my time off, I'm gonna go in and write on top of those sticky notes what that time is for. So most of these, since we're doing Q4, there's a lot of time off in November and December for holidays. I take the entire week of Thanksgiving off for a family reunion, and then the entire week to week and a half of Christmas completely off. So that's why there's so many pink sticky notes for Q4, but I'm gonna go ahead and write in what these things are for. Okay, so you will notice that there are a couple things on here, like my friend being in town and dress shopping for my wedding dress, which is crazy to think about. But we're gonna have family and friends in town. And while I don't necessarily have to take that entire weekend off, I block it off because if I can, I would like to be unplugged from work while those friends are in town. So I go ahead and mark those off with pink. Even though I technically could work, I would just prefer not to. So the next thing I do, step 2, is that I go in and look at all of my already booked work. And that's gonna go on my calendar with a green sticky note. So these are portrait sessions, weddings, and then work-related trips. So conferences, mastermind retreats, things along those lines are all gonna go on my calendar in green because those are also non-negotiables, right? If it's a sticky note, it's a non-negotiable. And so I'm gonna add all of those in here in green and write on top of them what they are. Honeybook makes this super duper easy because I can see different colors on my calendar for what those things are. Portrait sessions show up in blue and so do weddings, and then meetings and payment schedules show up in green, which just makes it super easy for me to fill this in really quickly. Okay, so as you can tell, October and November are big shooting and traveling months. I have multiple conferences, an out-of-town session, and a mastermind retreat that I'm gonna be attending, and so that's why this is pretty jam-packed. And now what I'm gonna do, step 3, is this is where kind of having a passive income source and an additional piece of my business comes in, where I need an entire different category of things that I'm gonna add to my calendar. So what I'm gonna add in blue are any promotional windows, free challenges, and course-related content. So things like promotional periods, quarterly sales for my online products, things along those lines are going to go in blue. And these are arguably the best and most helpful thing for me to be able to visualize, because if I know that I'm doing, for example, a really big Black Friday sale on my products, I'm able to then work backwards and know what days and weeks I need to spend preparing for that sale and communicating to my team, okay, we need to start prep during this week, and then we need to have this done by this week. It just really helps me to visualize the back end of my online business, because it's a lot harder to keep organized and have a plan in place for the pieces leading up to those launches if you can't visualize how busy you're going to be leading up to it, to squeeze in the steps that need to happen weeks prior in order to make it happen successfully. So that's what you're going to see me put in next. Okay, so there's only 2 really big promotional windows in Q4. Sometimes blue is what is like all over my calendar and takes up the majority of the space, because sometimes I have webinars happening the same month that promotional content's happening, and I'm filming for YouTube in the same month, and all of those things would be blue. But for the last quarter, I typically try to slow down that side of my business so that I can enjoy things like Thanksgiving and Christmas. So there's only gonna be 2 big things here, and that is gonna be a sale happening in October and then Black Friday happening in November. And if you've had your eyes on a course, now you know that Black Friday is probably what you want to wait for. So now the 4th thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in and just use a Sharpie to write in little meetings and other things that I need to know about on my calendar. I won't write in every single meeting because there's some days where I have 6 back-to-back like coaching calls or mastermind related calls. So I'm not gonna write in every single one of those. I'm just gonna write in the big things that I need to remember. So I have like a friend's baby shower that I'm gonna write in, and on Wednesdays I always have my own mastermind group. So I'm gonna write those in on the Wednesdays that I can see, just to remind myself that that's a repeating meeting. Things like that, just little things that I need to make sure I make note of in my mind. And so that is all I'm gonna write into this calendar. I can still see in my Honeybook calendar all of my additional meetings and my payment schedules for my photography clients, but I don't feel like I need to write that in on my big picture calendar because I don't really need a visual of that. And then last step number 5 with these particular calendars is that you're able to write in a monthly focus, a success standard, and some notes and things that you just wanna know about that month. I don't utilize that a ton, if we're being honest. Sometimes I'll write in monetary goals that I have for myself during big sale or promotional windows, but that's pretty much it. But I'm gonna fill that in really, really quickly, and then we're done. So So I hope this was helpful to watch me do Q4 planning in real time. Again, if you want these calendars, they are linked in the description below. Let me know if you decide to start using this workflow. I absolutely love this. These are like one of my favorite things I've started in 2021 that helps to just keep me visually organized. So I'm gonna get this hung up. I will see you guys next week. Be sure to subscribe to see my new videos each week, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. We could do a funny clip of me trying to hang this up as like ending. I need her to go to her new home. I was on talking. All right, let's see. Is she even-ish? Let's put more holes in my wall before I move. Hello! So beautiful.